Hi guys, I'm Shmi and today I'm at the Circuit Paul Ricard in the south of France, and I'm here for something really incredibly special, something with quite a story behind it. So if you're a follower of the Shmi150 social media pages, you might have seen recently that I was at Bruntingthorpe in the UK and came across an electric car that was out testing there on the airfield, an electric supercar. Well, that turned out to be the NextEV car, and NextEV saw that post and invited me to come down today to join them at Paul Ricard, where they're testing the car that we saw there. So this is something quite incredible. NextEV you may know from Formula E, and by the time this video is out you might have seen the car itself. But it's in the pit garages that I'm walking up to now, and we're going to get a completely exclusive opportunity to see the car and to learn a little bit about it behind the scenes here from the racetrack. So the batteries are charging up. It's in the second pit box. I'm about to show you on video what is the NIO EP9, and it's here between track testing sessions. This is it. We're going to be shown around it, the track hypercar from NextEV, the launch of the NIO brand with the EP9, the electric performance 9. This is the car, and I'm going to find some people around here. We're going to be talking about the story and everything that went into it, but I'm rather excited for the day ahead. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? But before we go into a lot more detail about the car, I want to start with the basics, with the brand NextEV and now NIO, and explain a little bit about how that's come to be. So NIO, NextEV, is the brainchild of William Li, a Chinese investor who woke up one day in Shanghai, saw the smog and wanted to do something about it. This car, the EP9, the electric Performance 9, is the first and sort of pinnacle halo car in what is to be an entire new brand under the NIO name. We'll show a little bit more about that shortly as well. So William wanted to create this company, but he came from a technology background, didn't necessarily know so much about automotive, and he brought Martin Leach in to run the show. Former president at Ford Europe, worked for Maserati, worked for Mazda, and helped bring them back to a lot of experience, and they assembled a team working around them to sort of pull this all together in what's been quite a short time period, 18 months, 2 years, and we've already got the car sat here running around the track. Let me give you a quick introduction to the car, the NIO EP9. 1 megawatt of power, 1,360 horsepower. It's all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, with 4 electric motors and 4 gearboxes to go along with that. So it can go over 300 kilometers an hour. It has a seriously wide and aggressive stance. Just look at it. The doors open up scissor style to reveal an interior that is about as futuristic as you could ever imagine. We're going to go around this shortly in a little bit more detail with somebody who can show me the ropes and talk to us about it, but it has a very, very impressive presence. And this is a full electric supercar that we're getting the opportunity to look at here for the first time. Come around towards the front, they're just going to set up for the next run out. This is the badge for NIO. It represents the sky and the road to get there across the horizon. Blue sky coming. The car is now being prepared to head out for some further testing, so we'll come back to it when it returns to the pit box and look around in more detail. But of course today is a testing day, and the two drivers of the NextEV NIO Formula E team are both here. So Nelson Piquet Jr. and Oliver Turvey as well. They are basically each setting successive lap records here at the circuit. In fact, this car is setting lap records in many places. It holds the fastest EV time at the Nürburgring as well, in a shade over 7 minutes, 7 minutes and 5 seconds, which is utterly ridiculous. Let's take a look at it, heading out again, and then we'll come back. For this then, I'm joined by David Hilton, Chief Design Director at NextEV.
Yeah.
And this is quite something.
Yeah, this is the fastest electric supercar you're going to ever see. It's the, we're calling it the NIO EP9, and he is about roughly 888 meters long, and yeah, it's a hell of a lot of power and 4 wheels.
So, talk about the design to me. I mean, immediately the car has a very wide, aggressive stance.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, everything's there for an aerodynamic reason. The batteries are packed between the wheels on the sides. You have a very tight two-seater seating configuration, so the width of it is set up at 2.2 meter because it has to be. The whole underbody is 100% aerodynamically driven and designed, along with the splitter, the rear spoiler. So there's a lot of aerodynamic work in this vehicle, not just to make it pretty, but make it work and function.
Yeah, I mean, immediately just coming down, looking at the front, you can see the way the air goes through here. You can see sort of straight down through to the through the under tray to the floor.
When it's on the track, as you'll see, it looks bizarre because you can actually see air from the rear end all the way through the front nose. It's really unusual.
And I mean, from a sort of technology point of view, 4 motors, 4 gearboxes,
yep, 1
in each corner.
Exactly.
It's a lot to fit in.
Yeah, it is. It's a very compact package. Because you can come around, you can see we've got the rear deck open.
I mean,
aerodynamically, I mean, most supercars have a big aerodynamic thing, and you think, well, it's an electric car. What do you need cooling for? Well, the batteries get hot.
Yes.
Right. So this is exactly 20,000 square millimeters of opening to the square millimeter, because that's what we needed.
Okay. And just what we were saying before, the batteries mount in.
Yeah, the batteries come here on the
low,
side.
keep the weight as low as possible.
Yep, exact. Right between the wheels, so they come out and in from the side, so that we got one big cut line through the side of the body to access the battery.
Yeah, and that's sort of tucked in around the carbon. Top of the carbon
exactly,
monocoque.
Yeah. It's a tight 2-seater configuration. You can see there's a lot of cables and junk in it at the moment, but there's a lot of screen work going on, as you can see, and that's there for a reason. So the purpose of this vehicle is to take consumers and customers on a ride in it, and their excitement level and heart rate will be monitored on screen 4. So your experience in this vehicle is captured live when you're on the track with it, with a pro driver, of course. We
definitely have to come back and look at that a little bit more at the moment. Let's just keep heading around and take in, I guess, the rear of the car.
Goodies,
Huge active rear wing.
Absolutely huge active 3-position wing. This thing has the downforce of an elephant, basically.
Yeah,
literally, it's an elephant. It creates 24,000 newton meters of downforce. It's there for a real good reason. The lighting is a signature to our brand. All the other vehicles we'll be doing will have the similar face and lighting arrangement.
Okay, and plugged in naturally.
Plugged in, yeah. So we got a cover here, the badge logo go there, and this is all the access with cameras, sensors, and of course the power access in the rear end through a quick trapdoor.
Yeah. So, and then, I mean, this is one of my favorite views, crouching down at the rear.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Look at that. You can see the channels. I mean, the car's sitting on axle stands, of course, because we're in a testing phase, but the channels and the way the airflow.
Yeah.
The aerodynamics are so much focused on what's underneath the car.
Absolutely.
What we're looking at is sort of, well, it's more than a Formula 1 car.
Absolutely.
In terms of aerodynamic downforce.
Yeah, we're getting numbers close to 3G on this vehicle, which is almost impossible to do with most standard wheels, brakes, and tires.
Yeah, I mean,
the whole underbody is there for.
That has to be a point from the word go. The tires. I mean, you can't just take a tyre off the shelf.
No.
And make this work. So specially developed tyres,
look at
wheels.
these brakes. I mean, just to give you a perspective, okay, there's a human hand.
Yeah, well, I believe that it's the largest production brakes on a production car.
It is, yeah, it is by far. It creates an amazing amount of grip and power. So these have been fully tested with a partner, Alcon. Look at that, they're still hot. Still hot.
Yeah. Well, that's what the car's doing today. It's putting down laps.
Absolutely, yeah.
Here at the circuit. I mean,
as you know, we were already at the Nürburgring, so that was
Yep, absolutely. I mean, just some sort of smaller details. Headlights, the sort of length and aggression, the way they come out the full width.
Yeah, it's not animating right now, but we have a wonderful animation sequence that shows how the lighting's display and work. This can be homologated, so it is proper functioning. It's not just for show. These are proper functioning lamps.
Yeah, and I'm sure. I mean, I'm also looking here as well and seeing everything that's going on. It's when you look up close, you start seeing all these extra sort of shapes. I guess you have to work in to channel air through the car.
This is the bit I didn't have much influence in. This and this. These two have to be there for an exact reason. So
this section up here, where the air channels down the side shelves, that's to pull the air towards the vents at the rear.
Yeah, exactly. These floating elements, you see these floating wings in the front and on the back also. It's all part of the design philosophy of the vehicle, which is a contrasting split, which we have graphically, ultra light, and this sort of deconstructivism philosophy that you have with all these floating panels of the vehicle gives it a very unique character. But they work. They actually work.
What's your sort of favorite design feature of the car?
Top view. I love the top view. The top view is this, you get this big X from the wings.
Okay.
It flows through into the interior. You can see how these lines really line up.
Yeah.
So supercars are great because you can see the top of them quite easily because they're so low.
Yes.
But on the plan view, you've got these great big X on
the lines that all come through.
It's my favorite by far.
Let us take a quick look at the interior then in a little bit more detail. I mean, first thing, seats are entirely in the tub.
Yeah.
The seat shape is.
The seat is the tub. The unusual thing about designing this car is that we had to design the interior first because the seating is the chassis.
Yes.
So I had to do the inside before doing the outside.
Okay.
Which is backwards for most processes, but it works. The seat you're looking at now is the specific seat for each race car driver. So these are molded in for testing. And of course all the cables and Christmas tree stuff you won't have. But
going for lap times today. But it's starting to take a look at all of this. This really looks like the future right now.
Well, it is. Well, there's a lot of screen work, and it seems like overkill, but it's not. They all have a reason. And like I said, the far one over there, the long horizontal screen, is for the passenger. Their experience will be captured live, so you can see there's a camera on the end of it.
Yep.
So while you're getting a ride in this vehicle, your experience is being recorded.
The car's loaded up with cameras, right? Built-in system. We've got one right here.
We've got one in here, right? So this will capture. Going forward, there's another one up here on the roof that'll capture the driver and passenger. There's one in the front facing forward, and there's another one over there in the corner. So your experience in this vehicle will be fully documented, including your heart rate.
What does one see on the center screen?
That's vehicle operations. So, different vehicle operations. The steering wheel has driver-specific, pure driver-specific information, and the screen behind it also is, what you'd normally expect, speed. There's a camera in there, so if you have a pass-by camera, if someone's coming up behind you, you see that as an image. So these are driver-specific, that is vehicle-specific, and the other one's passenger-specific.
It's very cool looking around, like the sort of minimalism of the dashboard, how it's sort of floating out into the center.
Yeah, it's very very much what I call open solidity. So everything appears very lightweight, but is strong and solid at the same time.
Okay, well.
And here's your ultimate, the 3G button. Man.
Yeah?
That is, well, you can see there's 12 volt and 750 volts. So to start the vehicle, we start on a 12 volt. To fully power it up, we're at 750 volts.
Yep.
And then the 3G button actually enhances it to full power.
And that's when you get your megawatt.
That's when you get your megawatt, baby.
And off you go. And
off you go.
Not just a megawatt at the wheels, a megawatt on the road.
That's exactly right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Bring your barf bag.
Well, thank you very much for showing us around.
Sure.
That was absolutely brilliant.
My
awesome
pleasure.
to look at and see the car, the man who knows a lot about it.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. I've managed to track down Oliver straight back in from your run out, and you're one of the very few people who have actually driven the car. What's it like?
It's a mega experience. You know, it has so much power and so much torque with the 4 electric motors, and you know, it's so quiet as well without the kind of internal combustion engine. It's you know, it's really so fast down the straight, and you know, such an amazing experience.
And I can imagine each time you go out, you're learning the car, getting more confidence in the car on the circuit, putting more G's on the corners.
Yeah, the car has a lot of grip. It's very well balanced, and you know, it's very easy to place the car where you want, and has a lot of downforce from the floor. So you really carry a lot of speed in the high speed, and it feels really like a race car. So it's an amazing electric supercar.
It's fascinating to watch too. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Just caught Nelson back in, lap record done. How's the car?
Car's great. I mean, it's pretty impressive to be able to lap just a couple of seconds slower than an LMP2 car around here. So
completely blown away.
It's only 4 seconds, 5 seconds out of a real 100% real race car. So no, it's amazing. This car, it's achieved so many things, and I'm really happy to be part of all of this.
Yeah, it must be quite an experience driving it, being part of it all and testing it and putting it through its paces.
And it's the first time that I've been involved in a project like this, so not only racing and dealing just with engineers, it's a whole big project of a big company, so really happy to be part of it.
Awesome, well done.
Thank you very much.
All done and the car is back in. That brings an end to today's proceedings. The electric vehicle lap record here to add to the record already held at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, and really making a statement for the arrival of NIO. So it's been very special for me to be here, to be behind the scenes and be able to share with you guys a first exclusive look at the all new full electric track hypercar. There are going to be 6 of these built. 6, they are track only. Those will all be in China, but it's more a statement of intent for what's going to be possible in the future and where the NIO brand is going to go, powered by NextEV's battery technology. There will be more cars to come, more body styles, more shapes, more sizes, and perhaps even a future a road homologated version of the track car if there's some interest too. There is some very, very sad news, which is that sadly Martin Leach passed away recently, but the team are carrying out everything they set out to do, bringing this here, breaking records and marking a proper sort of exciting step in the future of electric technology. So I have really enjoyed looking at this, and I'm very excited about what's to come. I mean, the aero, the whole sort of designer styling of the thing, the interior looks insane. I want to see a lot more of that in the future too. And we'll also be, well, I'll be down at the launch, the official unveiling too, and bringing another feature piece showing the car and that sort of whatever they tell us and the news and stats and details and figures that I haven't yet found out from there. But today's been really fun. Big thanks to the team for having me down and letting me shoot these videos to share with you guys. So thank you very much for watching. That is it for now from Paul Ricard and the new NIO EP9. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch up with you soon. Cheers.